So 3 weeks from tonight, first round of the NFL draft in Kansas City, which team would you peg as the one to trade up or trade back into the first round of the NFL draft for a quarterback as we sit here right now? What do you think?
Well, your colleague Daniel Jeremiah was making the point earlier this week that the Titans are a team he's heard could go from 11 to 3, and I assume that's the Anthony Richardson spot. If we assume that the Panthers go C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young and the Texans go with the other of the two, then number 3 where the Cardinals are, that's the Anthony Richardson spot. So that would be fascinating if the Titans would do that. It sets up kind of like an Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes thing in Tennessee. But you know, we don't know, and I think that any team, there are in my mind 6 teams with clear, obvious franchise quarterbacks, and we can't do any better than what we have: Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Chargers, Bengals, Jaguars. And the other 26 teams, in my mind, can still go from where they are to superstar. And the thing about Anthony Richardson, when Chris Sims did his quarterback rankings, he's got Richardson at number 3, but he acknowledges this is the guy who could be the superstar. So if you're looking to upgrade to the potential superstar and you believe it, I'd say any of those other teams could potentially try to get the number 3 to get Anthony Richardson before the Colts have a shot at him.
There's also Hendon Hooker, and a team that doesn't need a quarterback now, but would be happy to have a 5th year of control on his contract now and play for the future, as opposed to getting a top player in the bottom third of the NFL draft, first round for their team. Which one do you think would be that team? Like who would fit that bill? A lot of folks are saying the Vikings right now, and with Cousins sitting there. What do you think on that front?
Oh, and the Vikings. Look, a couple of years ago, they were. I had heard, and I believe that they were licking their chops for Justin Fields to slip to them. They got leapfrogged by the Bears. So, you know, they're a team that understands, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, their GM now, at the time Rick Spielman was the GM when they were thinking about Justin Fields, but the idea that they don't have a Josh Allen, they don't have a Patrick Mahomes, and they understand that, and he admitted that publicly. Kirk Cousins has gotten them to a certain level, and he can't get them any farther than that. So they would be a team that I would watch, potentially, to groom a guy with one more year for Kirk Cousins. What about the Ravens, really, at 22? And if Hooker just happens to be there, and you know, yesterday DeCosta didn't rule out taking a quarterback. He didn't rule it in either. What he said was pretty obvious, even though it made a headline. But you know, any of those 26, the question is, how badly do we want to take our shot here? Are we concerned that he's coming off a torn ACL? Are we concerned that he's 25? I mean, for quarterbacks, who cares? For a running back, maybe I'd be worried. For a quarterback, he's going to play 15 years anyway if he's good. So what if he's 25 and not 21? So I think that as we get closer to the draft, I think people are going to wake up to, and you know, we hear, oh, guys rising up the boards. A lot of times it's the media is finally becoming aware of what the teams thought all along, because the teams have always viewed a guy a certain way. And I know Sims had a real strong evaluation of Hendon Hooker as well. And again, if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you should be looking for one, and you should be willing to take your chances because they're so hard to find, and you never know what they're going to be until you get them into the NFL.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.